What up, friends? My name is Junje, and this is my van that I live in full time. Last week, I talked about all the things that I hate about van life. Now, it's time to talk about why van life is amazing. I discovered the concept of van life in early 2019, and my Instagram feed slowly became more and more populated with van builds. The more I saw them, the more I wanted to build myself one. So when summer 2020 rolled around and there was nothing to do, I decided it would be a great time to jump into van life and build my very own camper van. I bought the van in July 2020, and my brother and I worked on it pretty much every weekend up until October 2020. But it wasn't until this year, 2022, that I was able to quit my job, drive all the way across country from Philadelphia to Las Vegas, and live in my van full time to make music. So now that you know my story, let's talk about the reasons why van life has been awesome for me over the last 3 months. First of all, I can go anywhere I want. Right now, I'm mainly hanging out in the Las Vegas area, but my goal is to travel to all the national parks in California, Arizona, Utah, Colorado. I want to do as many as I can before the end of the year. I've done 2 so far. It was Joshua Tree and Petrified Forest. And I got these pretty cool magnets here that I found. They're the same style, so I want to get these style magnets in every park that I go to. I think that'd be a pretty cool collection. So I'm going to try to hit as many as I can. Being able to see some of the most amazing parts of the US is definitely a benefit of traveling in a van full time. Another perk of full-time travel in a van is the work opportunities. I'm a music producer and DJ, so Vegas was obviously a really good choice for me to make my home base, but I plan on making my way to some other states to do some shows in the near future. There are nightclubs all over the country, so all I have to do is drive to them. I'm also able to produce music right here in the van, so I'm able to work with other artists on projects that they have, and I can help them with their production while I'm on the road. I can do that remotely from the van, or I can drive to them if they're not too far away. And for those of you who did not choose my line of work, there are so many other opportunities that you can have for work as a full-time van lifer. Whether it's a remote office job or a traveling handyman, there's definitely some options. Van life opens some unique opportunities for work, which leads me to my next reason why I love this lifestyle. There's no schedule. If you're living on the road, it's most likely because you saved or you found a way to make money while you're on the road, which means a lot of times you can work at your own pace. I decide when I want to book shows and when I want to work on music. It changes all the time, but I can adjust based on what I have going on that day. And if I want to just post up on the side of the road and play guitar for a couple hours, I can do that too. I know the goals I want to achieve, I know the work I have to get done to get there, and van life allows me to do all that on my own terms. A question I'm always getting from family and friends is, did you meet anyone? And now, after 3 months of full-time van life, I'm finally starting to meet some people. In the beginning, I was kind of getting used to things and keeping to myself pretty much for the most part. Now that I'm a little more comfortable with my not-so-normal routine, I've been meeting other van lifers who've been doing the same thing as me, where they're living in Vegas for a couple months at a time, and I'm also meeting people who are just passing through for a night or two. Believe it or not, I'm a little bit of an introvert. I know, it's hard to believe with my career choice. But I do love meeting new people and hearing their stories. And van life people have a lot of good stories. They're also very helpful with giving me tips and tricks of navigating the lifestyle and also give me ideas on good places to go. Another reason why I love van life is because everything I need is right here. I've always loved the idea of a minimalist lifestyle. In fact, for the last year that I lived in my apartment, I was working towards that lifestyle and I was getting rid of a lot of stuff. When it was finally time to move into the van, I didn't really even have that much stuff. So it was pretty easy to decide what I wanted to take, and now I just have the essentials and I think it's perfect. I have everything I need at all times, and it's actually pretty tough to lose anything in here because there's not many places that it can be. Every once in a while, I'll misplace something for a couple seconds, but then I know there's only 50 square feet for me to search, so it doesn't take too long for me to find it. Now, in my last video, I actually tricked you guys into thinking that I was sad being lonely. But honestly, being alone is actually one of my favorite parts of van life. Don't get me wrong, I love my family and friends, but doing van life by myself on my own terms is extremely relaxing, and it allows me to be alone in my thoughts and work towards the goals that I want to achieve. I think it also helps knowing that this lifestyle is definitely short term for me. I don't see myself doing this for too long because at some point I want to be selling out venues and living in a tour bus for a couple months at a time. So I'm definitely taking advantage of the time that I get by myself to live in a van. So to wrap things up, van life is what you make it. It's all about how you view each scenario. You can dwell on the negatives or you can embrace the positives. And that goes with pretty much everything in life. I talked about all the things I hated about van life in my last video, but those are honestly just minor setbacks to my privilege of living in a van full time. I can give this lifestyle up at any time if I want to, go back to normal life. That's just not something I want to do right now. And I'm taking every moment that I can. So that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can follow my journey as a music producer and DJ living in my van full time. Also, make sure you're heading over to my Instagram so you can follow me over there. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.